Hey, hey, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to Lessons and Legacies Fab Friday. And in case you're just tuning in and maybe it's your first Fab Friday ever, FAB stands for Find a Blessing. So we come here each Friday to share the blessings we've had throughout the week, talk about the ones and the ways that we might want to be blessed, and also help you find a blessing too. We have prizes, we have giveaways, we've got inspiration, laughter, and real life stuff. So I would like to take a minute and introduce ourselves. I am your host, Melissa Price, one of your two hosts, Melissa Price. I am a mother of 2 little girls. I am a wife of 10 years this weekend. I'm actually celebrating my 10-year anniversary this weekend.
Oh, that's the look I see right there. You getting started on them knuckles.
Well, actually, I'll tell you what, and we'll get into it. I'm sure it'll come back up later in the conversation. But we had fantastic plans for this weekend, not once, but twice, that have gotten literally rained on. So I think it's just going to be a quiet weekend at home for us, and just counting our blessings that we made.
Is Queen Grandma going to have the little ones?
Yeah, well, yeah, we were supposed to go out of town for a few days, and like I said, things just didn't work out. And so she was going to be taking them Friday to Monday. So they had planned on that anyways. And then we were going to go to the cabin because that was a little bit more feasible monetarily. And then it's supposed to rain it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. And you've been to the cabin. It's like, well, it's kind of an outdoorsy place. I don't really, if I'm going to be cooped up inside celebrating my anniversary, like, because it's raining outside, I'd rather be in the comfort of my own home. I want my amenities.
So I always choose home. So I'm always going to be biased. Rondell always be like, oh, we can go. And for me, I just love to just be home. That's the vacation, to not have to do nothing.
That part. I'm all right being home.
That's it.
I'm good being home. I was even telling him, let's just go for a little hike at Crowder's Mountain and let's do it all at home. We can cook. We can enjoy like peace and quiet.
Yes.
So, like, Grandma's taking them for at least one night. I'm hoping to. It's a 10-year anniversary.
Throw it out there.
I feel like it's going down, But
you hope about it. You got to put it into action.
Right, exactly. So yeah, there's a little bit more about me. Struggling anniversaries there, but yes, wife, mother, and artist and author, podcaster, and e-commerce store owner. A creative person of sorts, I guess you could say, through and through. Creative and very heartfelt. And my biggest philosophy is that the world is always working for our good and that there is a blessing in every lesson. So that's from me. Like I said, I'm host number 1, Melissa Price. And we have the lovely, the one and only Doctor herself.
The doctor. I was supposed to be sharing, and I'm all into you like I don't know who you are. Look, I missed my whole assignment. I was supposed to be all on the thing. I'm like, yes, and you already know these things. But
it's been 2 weeks too. It was Sophie's birthday last weekend, so it's been 2 weeks. This has been. I feel like we are legitimately catching up, even just you and I as friends.
Yes. So let me introduce myself while Melissa does better than I did.
Pop them shares. If you're tuning in, share. Sharing is caring.
Share. But my name is Precious Paulin. In case this is your first time meeting me, I am a mom of 5 phenomenal kids, 3 girls, 2 boys. I'm a wife of 19 years. Woo to the amazing Chef Ron, amongst so many other titles. I am a prophetic poet. I am an author. I am a playwright. I am a visionary behind I Choose Me movement, as well as 501c3. I am in charge of programs, academies, you name it. But who I really am is somebody who is on a mission to complete her assignment. And while I say I'm the soul sage doctor, it just means I help clean out the viruses in your hard drive. My mission is to help you see your value in your valley. No matter how low you think you had went, you need to understand that treasures are always found deep. And so I help you to see the treasure in your experience so that you can resurrect from that dead situation. And I do that through poetry, through soul sage doctrine, which just means I have a conversation with you and I help you see what maybe you miss. I help you solve for X so we can get all these variables in place so that you can solve and add yourself to every equation, because God's job was to add to people's life where he chose you, not to subtract. And so we can find ways to always bring positive attraction to all of our situations. We'll always increase our revenue and our experiences. So that's what I hope you do. And I can do that because I've been through hell and back. And so I am proven in my get up ability. So I can help you get up because I did.
The get up ability. You got that. You got that yourself. And you got enough to give around too, because I'll tell you what, you helped me get up. You helped me get up when I need somebody to come on, give me a little slap on the butt or throw me a rope. You're really good at inspiring and coaching and helping people to find their light inside of them and shine. And you, like I said, you're really good at motivating people up. And I've got all the testimonials in the book for her. So it's Find a Blessing Friday. And like I said, it's been 2 weeks. Before we get into our blessings, I will let you know, we do numbers sometimes. Remember, we were on the Our View, One More Conversations recap with William Brown on Sunday. That when we ended the show, our time, he always likes to look at the time and how we end. It all boiled down to a 5. And that was before he got his acceptance offer and everything. And we were like, it's change. You can either resist the change, embrace the change. We were going through that whole, that was kind of like the theme for the show, really, was that whole journey and whatnot. So today is episode 14. And so that's a 5. And it's also happens to be the 23rd of April. So that's the 23rd is a 5 too. So
God had grace on us today, honey.
Grace, God's grace.
Grace is on a change.
Opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So, and I have to say, this week has been crazy for me. I feel like myself, I'm going through a weird shift, like growing pains on the inside. And so there is change definitely happening. The last time we were on and discussing our blessings and wishings for blessings and whatnot, I was pretty transparent about some changes I was going through and trying to make in my life. And I've had a whole slew of different changes and opportunities and work and stuff that kind of came in this week. And I felt myself kind of just detached from my body a little bit. And then I also felt myself detached from my spirit and just go solely in my body this week. I felt like I operated in 2 different extremes of myself. And now I'm kind of left in this weird vibrational state of coming back together. And I'm like, what just happened? It was kind of a really weird whirlwind of a week, 2 weeks, really. Lots of changes. And I'm not really sure where I stand with any of them. I feel like I'm like Jello right now in the midst of it all.
But you know what's good about Jello?
It tastes so good.
But it shows your flexibility. What makes Jello so good is that you are able to be flexible, that you could fit it in a Ziploc baggie, you could fit it in a little container, you could put it in, you can actually allow it to mold. And so when we think about God, we think about molding. So spiritually, he's gelling your mold, because we got all this outside stuff, but if we can mold that inside stuff, it's like Jello, because it shows up, it's light. It is the one thing people get when you can't take nothing else down, right? When they get their tonsils, it's like you can't eat solids, but you can have Jello. There's always room for Jello. So God is just telling you, there's always room for Melissa.
We need to get on the market, and we need to get us some holy Jello happening.
Holy Jello.
Holy Jello.
It sounds like one of those things you just gotta treat yourself.
Holy Jello, right?
Now you heard me, Melissa. Melissa, that's just one of those things you have to treat yourself with. You can't get whole wheat. You just got to go in and say, today I'm going to have sugar.
That's right. And I've been doing that too lately. I've been treating myself as I've been abstaining from other things. So,
absolutely,
you know, you got to tackle the hard things first, and then you can easily weed out the other stuff.
Yep.
We got some beauty queens up in this house today. Hey, Bev.
Oh, hey, Bev. Hi, beauty queens. Thank you.
Thanks.
Our age thanks you.
Yes. And you guys stay tuned because we have giveaways today. We've got jewelry.
Oh,
we've got books. This is the last. Next Friday is the big Love in Your Box. Love in your
giveaway.
Love in the Box giveaway grand prize raffle. Am I freezing?
No.
Oh, good.
You're good.
So next Friday is the big raffle. So today, to motivate you guys to maybe drop a donation, I am taking all the rest of Miss Benita's love swag and raffling it off. Or not raffling it off. I'm giving it away to anybody who wants to make a donation of any amount or size to, I guess I'll just say it since y'all are here right now.
Yeah.
I'll just put the link up, and I did just post it in the comments. The live link's in the comments. But we are, well, myself and William Brown, who you know, Precious, and the three of us, we're all together on Sundays with the Our View show. William Brown was nominated for the Man and Woman of the Year campaign, which is a fundraising effort put on by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. All the proceeds go towards treatments and drugs and families in need, helping along the struggle with cancer. It's not just strictly lymphoma and leukemia that they are helping, but I mean, a lot of the treatments and drugs are actually being used to treat pancreatic cancer, stomach cancer, skin cancer, things of that nature. So any amount, if you want to put any amount at that link right there, that is not a Facebook link, that goes directly to them. Any amount, all you have to do is type in the comments once you've donated, hit donated, and you get your first pick at today's swag. We've got sterling silver, beautiful charm bracelets. We've got some bling jewelry, love necklace from.
I cannot wait to wear my necklace like that. I'm like, where am I gonna go with that? I gotta put me something together.
We've got the Lessons and Legacies bracelets made by Miss Brittany Thomas, and her book that she donated. And Brittany was the raffle winner last month. She won the March box giveaway.
Yes, she did.
And we've got Prayers for Boss Babes by Benita Ledette as well. So any amount, I don't care if it's $1, $5, $100, $1,000.
Yeah, and a host of other queens. So you got a whole lot of perspectives in that Boss Babes too.
Oh yeah. And so not only that, not only are you going to get one of those prizes, like I said, I'll take them in whatever order donated is posted, and you get your pick. But your name also goes into the raffle jar. And next Friday, April 30th, we're giving away the Love in the Box. I'm not going to go through this all over again. We'll do it again next week before we give it away, to give everybody another chance to donate before we do the raffle. But there is a coffee mug or a tea mug in there that says "Somebody loves you, baby." There is a specialty tea blend. There is there's a piece of jewelry. There's a bracelet. There's a necklace. There is a journal. There's affirmation cards, a mirror, the self-love activities and self-love guide. There's so much in this. And you know what? Even if you're a dude and you're watching, guess what? Mother's Day is like 10 days after this drawing. You might have a sister, a mother, a friend, anybody, a wife. It's a fantastic.
The mother of your children.
All of any of your kids. Yeah. So I'm just saying, this all goes to a good cause.
Definitely a one-stop shop, that box. You're going to fill up her heart, her mind, and her soul in that one box. So yeah.
That's right.
It's a win-win.
I get nothing. We get nothing out of this. This is strictly 100% fundraiser. Just so you know, if anything, I mean, I'm paying shipping and we're all donating products. So it's just, we're giving and asking for you to sow a seed and help these families and help these doctors who are really, really trying to fight the never-ending battle, it seems, of cancer that has touched pretty much everybody's lives in one way or another. So just keep that in mind as we roll through the show and we talk about our blessings. Maybe consider being a blessing to somebody else today. Mm-hmm. So, all right, let's say hello to everybody else that is joining. We had Beverly. Thank you so much for your tags, Miss Precious. And Nancy White's in the house. Blessed beyond measure and too many to count. The Healthy Cells chick. I love me some Nancy White. I would love to have you on the show sometime too, Nancy. I would love, love, love to have you. You're such an inspiring, amazing woman. And you've got like this killer sense of humor. I would love to talk with you. If you're interested, just message me. I'd love to have you. Anytime is convenient for me. All right. So, okay, we're caught up on comments here. Caught up. All right. So 2 weeks, you can include, it doesn't just have to be this week. It could be over the last 2 weeks. We'll get into the blessing talk. So, well, I guess you pick where you want to start. How were you a blessing? How were you blessed? And how do you want to be blessed?
How I was a blessing was continually doing my different calls, my soul doctor calls. I'm always going to have that as a top priority because that is really my mission.
Right.
And so I could tell you how I was excited in my own ego, or I could tell you about how I know I made a difference. And so I think I was my most blessing when I operate in my gift, which is the soul doctoring, because I can see the transformation, I can hear the transformation, and I feel proud to be a part of just shaking people up so that they can see what God really wants them to see. So I think that I'm a blessing because I'm always allowing people to identify with the light that's within. So that's how I was a blessing this week.
And I think, and I'll say, we were talking about it back in the green room before the show. I didn't know that you offered different tiers of the soul doctor calls. You had mentioned that there's intense programs and there's like different, like if you want to do it once a month or every week or every day. I didn't know that. So if they go to the soul doctor page, that's all listed in different.
Well, no, that's not listed up yet because that's actually launching with the Sage page. So I'm making room to be able to offer groups and different levels depending on where people are. So I offer it through, depending on when I get your first call, I can tell if you need it intense, if you need a 30-day. And so sometimes if you need it intense, it will require that you have 30 days, but only you speak to me 20 of those days. And you get an hour session. Now the intensive, you get 2-hour session the first 2 weeks. And that's just me soul doctoring you, and it's just over the phone.
Getting going, right.
Yes. And then the last 2 weeks, it goes down to 1 hour. And every day you have homework, every day you have assignment, every day you have takeaway, you got all of that other stuff. So that's the real intense one, meaning that you want drastic measures. So you need drastic culpability. You need drastic ways of dealing with that. Then I have just a call. So you can get a 30-minute call for $197 or an hour call for $297. It really depends on what you're talking about, what you're dealing with. Then now I'm offering the group sessions for people who just need to get poured into and they just want a Q&A. So you can get courage from other people talking, or you can basically raise your hand and then start to remove your shame and get in your lane and get the direction. But it varies depending on the level of commitment, what the person needs, and how much resources they have. So I'm going to have to make sure that nobody's left out. I can meet you where you are.
And that's being a blessing right there, for sure. Not leaving anybody behind. I think that's the biggest thing I thank God for every day is the fact that he never leaves anybody behind. Thanks for never leaving me out. You know?
Right. And I'm going to be honest, most of the calls I had is one. A lot of times it's an instinct. Now, you can come with a new problem, but whatever your problem is that day, you ain't going to leave with it. So it's like accelerated counseling. I mean, they pay years to go to counseling and don't go nowhere near where I go.
Right.
People be going in and out of places and still the same person. But with me, ain't no turnaround. You are consistently, I don't get no back peddlers. Once you put the tool, you can operate in it because it's easy tools that we all have, but people just don't point out what we're carrying.
Right.
That's the gift. I can point out what you're holding.
Well, me, I don't know. This was the one that I was like kind of stuck on. Like, how was I a blessing this week? Outside of the normal, you know, like I fed my
that's the hard thing, right?
I fed my children. They're alive, you know. I fed my kids. I mean, but I don't know. Like I said, this was I think I was a blessing because, you know, I came up with a pretty good birthday for my daughter last weekend, despite everything that kind of tried to bar
made the lasting impression in the boys. They were like, "Are we going over there?" I'm like, "They are finked out to come back."
Well, that was their first time. There's a lot of Roma.
We've always met at the lake or here. They haven't been able. We've been over, me and Rondell, but not the kids. So that was their
lots of exploration space. We, you know, we like the woods, but so I guess that would be the way I was a blessing. I mean, I just did a lot this week. And
you was a blessing to me. You're always a blessing to me because anytime I'm like, oh, I need help with this, or I could always reach out to you. So you're like a speed dial blessing for me.
Well, that's
so you can count that
like what I felt like this week is like I just worked this week. Like I did all duties this week, and like some of them I enjoyed, and some of them I hated. You know, I had to deal with like bankruptcies and lawyers and all this other crap, but necessary crap that I had to do. That's a way I guess I was a blessing because no one else wants to deal with it. Neither did I, but I did it. So, but you know, I did that, and then I had, you know, creative projects also that were going on, and it was like I wanted to do those. Those I liked. But then having the other over my head and on my shoulders, it was like too many things at once. I want to just get this crap out of the way so I can get back to doing what I enjoy. You know, so I guess, the speed dial blessing. I like being that person. I hate being the other.
Right. Hate being, you don't want to be a person and you will come up, you like, oh, I ain't answering them right now. It's like, you know, you got those people where they call you like, oh, I'm not in the mood for that.
Right. Oh, no, I know where this is going.
Right. You know? You're a fab friend.
The pooper scooper. That's the pooper scooper mentality. I don't like to be the pooper scooper. You know,
I love that.
Flowers, but I don't really necessarily want to scoop the poop. You know what I mean? Oh man! All right, so
you heard me, Melissa. I said, listen to that. Fab Friday Friends.
I love it. Fab Friday Friends. It's an extra F.
An extra F.
It's the F.
Don't you mess with our Fs.
That's right. It'll be 3. Oh man. So, all right. How were you blessed? I feel like that's always probably my easiest one, but also hard because I have a hard time narrowing it down.
Yeah, that's Oh, I know how I was blessed. I had the opportunity to go on a podcast show called Midlife Love. And yes, and
that kind of goes along with what you and Ron are trying to do with the books and stuff, right?
Yes. So it was called, what is it? I got it written over there. It was the Midlife Love podcast. I met this amazing couple who does interviews, and they just want to talk about midlife love. And so it started the first 30 minutes. We started and we, spoke about my movement and I Choose Me and 365. And then Rondell came right in time, the last 30 minutes. And it was such an amazing call. It was such a blessing to find a new person to speak about, just love and commitment and how do you stay committed in midlife love while still loving on yourself. And so I thought I was blessed in that conversation. There was questions that she and her husband asked me that a lot of people just don't ask me. So it was fun. I'm going to tell you guys when it airs. But
I was just going to say, send me the link because I'm in that midlife love place too, right?
So I don't have the link yet for the what's name because we just recorded on yesterday. But I was blessed that conversation blessed me, because sometimes people ask you questions and it makes you look at the things that you overlook. And I thought it was a nice time for us to reflect on all the work we've done and why we get to enjoy the midlife love, because we went through the process to be midlife love. A lot of people give up when it's not working. A lot of people give up when it don't make sense. So even with our inability or not having all the capabilities that we needed, we still work with each other. We learned each other, and we're better 19 years later than we were, only because we decided to do the work. We only got better because we never stopped getting better. So I thought that was a nice conversation. I love that. That blessed me.
I love it. I feel like it's kind of like the same for me every week. I feel so blessed by other people in my life, just the way people, especially this, like I said, I went through a lot this past week. Was tough for me. Like, it was a difficult week. I'm feeling like my energy is off even right now. Like, I'm having a hard time vibing, like this was a heavy week for me. And then coming off of such a high occasion of my daughter's 8th birthday, it just was like, wee, and I feel like there's just been the right.
Why do you think your week was heavy, though? Why do you think it was heavy? What made you feel like it was heavy?
Just the sort of things that I had to deal with, that and the way that they weigh on me, finances, bankruptcy, lawyer, tax stuff. That's what I'm going to be spending this weekend doing is
so it was just heavy because it's things that you were doing that you don't really enjoy doing, but you have to do. So that's what made it heavy.
Yes. Okay. And in the interim of all that, coming off the birthday party, the kids were still, it's like, I don't know, they need like a week-long transition period. They're all over the place. It's just was one of those weeks where it was like, the house didn't get clean. They're going haywire. I have to do what's in front of me. No questions asked, because I'm on a timeline or life's going to fall apart for real, like for real. And so there was like pressure. There was pressure this week, and there was this desire inside of me to want to be doing other stuff.
Yeah, okay.
It's like anything else would have been fine. But I mean, I had these other great creative projects that, I'm doing for friends, I'm doing for myself, for my store. And it's part of me as an entrepreneur is creating things and also trying to create services and put myself out there too. And I'm like, I know this is saving my house on some level, but you're also cutting into me making some money and doing some things and doing what creating and making me happy. And numbers just are not my gig. I feel, it's
you know what I learned to do in the parts when I had you got the serious work and then you got the you work. I always close with me, because then it balances me back up, because we'll sacrifice sleep and work for other people, so I do it for myself. So if that is going to bring me down and I know what brings me up, I make sure that's the last thing I eat. I make sure it's the last thing I do, because then it gives balance to my day. So even if it's just one quick thing, even if I just go on my notes and be like, oh, that came to me, and I'm able to write just 4 paragraphs before I go to sleep, it changes my mindset so that I'm always ending on a high, because we have our responsibilities, but we can change our mood by doing the things that we love on the end of it. So maybe just doing one project on the end of that will take that, it will balance you back out, because we still got the work we got to do, our roles and titles. And then we still got the stuff that we want to do. And I always say the stuff that we want to do is the ocean. The stuff that we got to do, it makes room for streams.
Right.
So because I'm the ocean, I can overflow all those other streams and make big bodies of lakes in these other places, just because I could do what I love first, or even after. And again.
That's, and I honestly, I thought about this yesterday, and I was going to bring it up to you, and I was going to bring it up to my cousin that I do the cycle. You're on the page with us. She's in California though. So I'm trying not to, she's like on a bird trip I'm trying not to like bother her unnecessarily, but I had thought about that too. Making sure that I get my creative time in no matter what. And so I was like, okay, so one day this week I was like, screw it. I'm putting everything else off until I get 1 hour of time in for me. And I'm going to work on my tree calendar. Okay. I did. And I was like, great. I got 2 pages done, this and that. All right. Now I can like freely move on because at least I got that done and I have free space. Then I tried doing it at the end of the day. And it was like, if I didn't, if it was like, it kind of made me pissed off about everything else I had to do because I was just working to get to that point. And then by the time I got to that point, I was burnt out and pissed that I was burnt out having to work on my creation. So I was like, I was brainstorming this, and this was actually yesterday. I was brainstorming it, and I'm like, well, what if every time I do a yucca or a poo-poo project, every time I scoop the poop, I can and cross something off the poo-poo list. I can go to my me list, and however long that 30 minutes here, I'm going to then go take 30 minutes on my project just because I'm like
mentally balanced. Yes.
I just feel like I can usually go with like maybe like 30% of the day just on me, and then go do 30% on obligations and then 30% loving on other people. It's a nice even split, right? But I'm feeling like I've been doing 60-30 and I need to regain control.
Balance.
You know?
Balance.
So I'm like, maybe every other for now until I start feeling good again. And then I can be like, you get an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening, and everything else. That way I know I'm going to go to bed good, and I can wake up good knowing that I get to start with creativity, end with creativity, and then fill everything else in the middle.
Yeah.
So what do you say?
I'm like, fill in the middle with your reality.
What will work? But I know I've been noticing that like I need a balance in that in a bad way. But just once a day, if I had to pick only doing it one time a day, it'd be like first thing in the morning, because I should be the priority.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I should fill my heart and my spirit. And then I feel like I can be more present with everything else, knowing that I took care of me first.
And it gives you the extra for the extra. The other stuff is extra. So you want extra for that stuff, you got to fill up the thing that gives you extra.
Right.
It's hard. It's like, it's so simple, but yet it's so hard.
Oh, yeah.
God is so simple, but it's so hard because you can't even believe it's that simple. So us in our head thinking that is, you know what I said the other day that I came up with? I said, everybody is a survivor, but not enough people are survivors.
Right. And I got that. I got you there.
Yeah. And I put that in my phrase because I've never heard it before. First time here. A survivor is SOULVIVOR. And it just means that you change the way you think. So many people are out of their childhood. I deal with people all the time that deal with even DMX. His whole issue was not of present. It was the kid that he was. So what I realized is that we survive in the flesh. When I say this insanity going back, you never could be present. We don't survive because your soul is just the way you think, what you expect, what you want, what you create is your soul. So we got that. I made it, but we don't really believe we made it because of the stuff that's still planted in our minds. So that is like, everybody made it past that experience in the flesh, but the insanity is that we haven't made it past in the mind when we have the flesh show us that we won. But yet we always go back to the place where we won. So we got to really be intentional of saying that all of this stuff is what is necessary. All this stuff is a requirement. But because I survived, my next homework assignment is to survive, which is mentoring. That's all it is.
Gotta level up.
Gotta
level on up. Yeah, I'm with you 100% on that. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe that's the shift. I just feel like there's a shift that's happening right now. And I will say that I probably wouldn't feel it as much. And I wouldn't know, let me rephrase it. I would say I wouldn't know and recognize what was happening and what I needed to do had I not done your I Hire Me challenge.
Right.
Your 30-day challenge. And I've done it a few times. It's now become a tool that I use when stuff is falling apart, or I'm falling apart, or things are in chaos, or things aren't the way I want them to be, whether it's a health issue, a weight issue, a sleep issue, a parenting issue, a job issue, a chore issue. whatever it is, I have literally, I had so much success with that the first time that you led me through it. And then I just kept doing it. And now it's like, I can do 15-day challenges with myself because I know
Easy. That's what I'm
like once I
saying.
do it and I work it into my schedule, it's like, okay.
Mhm.
And then you weed something bad out and pop something else good
Come
in.
on now.
So I'm telling you, like the fact that I was sitting there brainstorming, I was thinking of you and thinking of my cousin because she does everything with cycles and like, you know, how we revisit the same patterns over and over again.
Mhm.
And that's the reason why we do the I Hire Me challenge is
Mhm.
because you get stuck in this cycle that's not working for you. So, but the fact that I was brainstorming it yesterday, like, okay, I tried it in the morning, I tried it at night. Maybe I need to really just every other until I level out
Mhm.
again and then do morning and night. Let's try that. But the fact that I'm planning it in there for me, recognizing that it makes a difference on how I operate, what I put out there, the quality of what I put out there. That's you always say, quality, not quantity. It doesn't matter how many jobs I do if they're all shitty.
Come on
You
now.
know, I want to put if I had to do one job a month and get paid good on that job and have a great
Yes.
testimonial and have that person come back and recommend me and be able to
Come
proudly
on
show
now.
that off and say, oh my God, I did 500 jobs this month, made the
Ain't got
same amount of
nobody
money I
coming
would have off of the other one.
back.
And oh, I screwed up. Oops, typo. Oh, I didn't get the color right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all about the quality of what we put out there. And
Mhm.
I've just been able to apply your 30-day challenge and also make 15-day challenges of my own. That whole mindset
Mhm.
of schedule it in, do you address and attack that area that needs work. And I started in November, beginning of November, and this is now March, April, God, almost May.
Yeah, right? Lord, time is going.
So I've been implementing this for months now, and it's really been a game changer and a soul saver for me. So I have to thank you that formally and encourage
Mhm.
anybody else out there. Look up the I Hire Me 30-day challenge on Facebook. Ugh,
Mhm.
it works for every facet
It's
and
every
area of your
situation,
life.
yeah, and that's why I loved it because and that's why I said everybody was different. So whether you get their 10s one-on-one, whether you in group, everybody what they hiring themselves for is different. But only thing you're creating is momentum. That's all the job is. You put in qualifications that you want for what you expect to get, and you create the momentum. That's all a job does.
Mm.
That's it. So that's all we do for ourselves. We treat ourselves as we treat everybody else. We put ourselves in contract. Like we sign our name to say we're going to show up at this time. We're going to do this thing. This is what you expect of us. And if it don't work, we
That's
fire.
right.
That's what you got to do for yourself. You got to sign your own contract with yourself and hold yourself accountable, because if you can give it to them, then surely you can give it to you. It's in you.
Yeah, well, I mean, then honestly, it never was really. I've heard you say that. I've heard people say that for years. Oh, you should, the thing that got me was when you broke it down in hours. And I'm not a numbers person, but
Mhm.
I can definitely understand 100 hours to 700 hours.
Right.
Like I can understand that that's 6 jumps bigger than number 1 is 7. Like we get that
Yeah.
it's bigger, even if I don't know math. But you broke it down. Do you remember what the exact hours were?
Of course, you get 720 hours in a month.
Right.
And so when you hire yourself, you're offering yourself 40 hours a week.
Mm-hmm. And
So
that's
that's 4, 8,
160
12,
hours.
160 hours out of the 720. And when I always say, when God says he has no respect of persons, it's because we all get the same time. So I had 720 hours last month, just like you. The difference is how we use our time, because the time is the value, is the thing that you can't get back. And there's an exchange of value. And I say money is the exchange of borrowed time.
Right.
And so every time somebody borrows your time, it could add up to money, or it could make sense. It's all investment. So when we realize that by just hiring ourselves for 40 hours, that's only 6 hours a day. For the 5 days, you got 6, 12, 18, 24, 32, and then you play with it on the weekend.
And it doesn't have to be in a block either. Listen,
in a block. I was about to say.
how many times did I call you and I'm like, well, I had all the questions and the details. You're like, do 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the
That's what I was
afternoon.
about to say. That's what I was
I'm like,
gonna
oh,
finish.
you can do that? Like, just get your time in. And then you also said too, maybe that's a really big jump, because I was like, oh, I don't know if I can handle that. I got a
hire yourself 20 hours.
20 hours, right?
Yeah.
And that's only 80 hours a week out of 720, or 80 hours a month.
80 hours a month.
720.
You realize how much you do not do for yourself when you sit
Right.
down and really do the math on how you showed up for you.
Right.
Is we always last and we wonder why we're depleted, because you put yourself last on the list and you expect everybody else to put you first. They're going to treat you how you treat yourself. You want these things, so prove it to yourself that you deserve it by showing up.
And faith without works is dead, right? You got to move. You got to put the work in, right? Beverly says, come on, truth speakers. When you get off, go look at my post from last night. You know I'm going to. Now my curiosity is extremely piqued.
But yeah, that's so important. So even when I said it's 6 hours a day, so some people's hiding themselves in relationship. That means that you need to have a 2-hour speak to your mate in the morning. You should plan dinner, family time,
right?
So that means 2 hours in the morning. Some people was feeling like they overworked, so finances wasn't their problem, but they didn't have enough excitement and joy. So I made them hire themselves for comedy. That means that if you need laughter in your life, find a comedian, find a video, find a movie you love. Call the people that bring you joy.
Get outside. Get outside. If you're always in the office, get out in nature. Yeah.
Schedule it. You got to schedule it. Everybody else schedules you, but you don't schedule yourself. It's about scheduling you so that you don't feel like people are taking what you don't have because you gave yourself it first. So it's so simple, but yet it is hard. I had to do it. I had to hire myself. I am everything I am because I hired myself that many times.
And I made a straight up project out of that, man. You saw spreadsheets and everything. I was like, oh no, I'm going to make this work. And I got on and I did schedules and spreadsheets, and but doing that, really investing in that, it like blew my mind. I'm like, oh, look at all that time you do have. What are you doing? What are you doing with yourself? I'm always bitching and complaining and like, no one ever gives me the time of day because I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I mean, and I didn't on those spreadsheets, factor in, laundry time and things like that. I did block out meal time. I did put an hour for dinner and a half hour for lunch, half hour for breakfast, because I'm like, I got to cook and clean that stuff up. Even if I don't eat, that still takes me a half hour,
Yeah.
But it was blocking it all out. And I was just like, oh my God, I have time before 9 o'clock at night, hours of time. So I applied it. And again, it was that whole, you gotta be the student, you got to do the work, and take a day or two to really pour into what your schedule, you want it to look like, or what your relationship or what your health goal or whatever it is that you want to tackle. And oh my gosh, just commit to it. And it's a forever game changer, because it's like learning how to meditate. You learn how to meditate, you learn how to pray. It like never leaves you. You can always go back to that. This is one of those things. It's a tool that I'll never, ever, ever put down, and will definitely continue to spread to as many people as I can. So, Phyllis is in the house. What's going on, Queen? Happy Fab Friday. Find a blessing Friday.
Yes.
How we were blessed and how we were blessings this week. If anybody watching has been a blessing this week, pop it in the comments and let us know how you were a blessing this week.
How you were a blessing.
If you were blessed, yes. If you were blessed this week, pop it in the comments and let us know.
Yeah.
And now it's time for the manifestation part of Fab Friday. Where do you want your blessing between now and next Friday? Where do you want to be blessed? This goes for the audience too, goes for the viewers. Where, if we don't speak it, everything starts with a thought. We got to think it first. And then when we speak it, it's automatic. It's already put out in the universe. It's releasing it with breath into the universe. And with your thought is intention. So if you have an area you want blessed in, please pop it in the comments and we'll share ours.
I I'm always going to listen, more financial blessings on this week.
Yeah.
That's what I put out there. I think I have all the other tools. Just send the money, Lord. Just send more money so I could start new projects.
Yeah, I'm with you, actually.
I can figure out the rest.
Right. I also 100% in the financial boat as well. Like I said, we're doing all the the same stuff we've been dealing with, just normal finance stuff, but at the max. And, being an entrepreneur, we got a lot of them in the audience,
Right.
and a lot of people that pop in and watch these replays. You and I both are. It's a tricky road, man. Being an entrepreneur. I love it more than anything. I love doing what I do, and I love that I get to use my spiritual gifts and talents and my passion to just put things out there and light up the world. But it's a hard one to rely on when you're getting going as far as finances go. And there's definitely dry seasons, and there's great crop seasons too. But we do have those dry moments as well. So I'm feeling that I could definitely use a financial juicing as well.
Only because, like I said, if they think about it, if they don't show up for work, they don't get paid. And so we got to show up. We got to sell. We got to hope you buy. We got to hope you want to invest and not just take what you can take that you really want to sow back because you want to give a return. We got to hope for all of that because we make ourselves available for people to have access to us in the ways that we give for free. But it is the return is how you sow a seed. The return is how you buy a product that you know that we are entrepreneurs and that when we do these things and when you buy a program or when you buy a book or when you buy a calendar or when you buy anything that we have on our sites, you're feeding our kids. You are feeding our legacy. You're
paying our mortgage,
paying
gas bill.
Right, I'm saying because you go to work to pay your bills, to take care of your responsibilities. And the minute you get $1 million, you're going to quit the job. So this is our work. So while it's entertainment, while you watch, understand the thing that gives a return is good seed. So when you sow a seed by purchasing from somebody, you go to that stranger on the corner, you don't know what you're sowing into, but because you're not taking anything from them, but you're sowing into them. We got to practice more of sowing into the people that we take from, because that's how you bank with one another. So if you are receiving stuff from Melissa or myself or anybody else that you see courageous enough to get on these lives where nobody is giving us anything,
that's right.
Upon you our struggles, to impress upon you our intellectual property that it costs, because we paid a big penny for me to know what I know, for Melissa to know what she know. It is what we pay in time, what we paid in patience, what we pay in tears, sweat,
blood, sweat, and tears.
And I put it on a shirt. It's because I paid for it first. So I already invested. And so the return is by you saying, listen, I appreciate what you said. It touched me. So send a love offering. Melissa got a Cash App. I got a Cash App. Buy a book for somebody. So what? You had a book already. Give it to somebody else. Buy a shirt. Do something. Don't just show up without realizing that is a return on investment. So we can ask for any blessing. It will be that people would give according to how they take. Because if you would do that, it would be a nice return on all parties. So I think that's powerful for us to understand that we bless each other by not just taking, but by saying, if God whispers to be a blessing, be a blessing. Because God can only use you to bless us, just like he can only use us to bless you. That is an exchange of value. And so if you enjoy the value, then leave an exchange. So I leave that with anybody who's listening.
And I think that's where the whole law of abundance comes from.
That's what it do. It's a give to receive.
Yeah, you got to give and you have to receive. You know, it was a hard one receiving for a long time. I give myself broke. I still do. I don't have a pot to piss in, honestly, but I will still be like, I got $5 in my Cash App. You can have it, but that's what it is. It's like you just
and you are that person,
and you trust. And if we all lived that way, there would be more than enough to go around. I've read that online for years. There would be no more hunger in this world. You understand? There would be no more poverty in this world if everybody would just give and receive evenly together.
Yeah.
In unison, in unity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Included. I love it. I love it.
If you guys want to check out some of the merchandise Precious has, including all of her amazing books, which I have them all, visit iChooseMe.company.site. And not only is it the books, but she's got all of the amazing clothing, the I See Me Academy for kids, the coaching for kids, the Soul Doctor. Well, Soul Doctor's coming, but she's got amazing, amazing gifts and coachings and whatnot, and clothing and masks and bags. I wore I took your purse out yesterday, and I dropped 2 of your cards at the grocery store. See, we be passing out cards.
I'm excited. Oh, I have a meeting tomorrow with somebody because me and Lala was doing been supposed to be doing a conference forever. And so I'm hoping that the meeting says that we'll be able to get the space tomorrow. If we can, we'll be having a conference coming up in June. So fingers crossed on that. So yeah, I'm excited. That's where I basically was launching big time my Soul Sage page where all of the healing is starting.
I love that.
You know what I mean? Soul Sage page, I'll plan our conference. But I do have a lot of the other stuff that I'm launching now that will give people that I know already who have been a part of the journey, that I'm going to do like a special 2-hour thing that breaks down all the programs because there are limited seats, because I can't talk to too many people at the same time and help everybody at the same time. So unless you're doing one-on-ones, it will require me being able to, I'm still a mom of 5. I'm still a wife. I still do locks. So I still have all these other things that are my roles and titles. So I'm wanting to put my mission into it by creating a room where I could do larger sessions, something I learned at Clubhouse. I got so many free coaches by going on Clubhouse. And I'm talking about 6- and 7-figure people have reached out to me to create a program and platform or different things for me to do. So like I said, I'm excited for what God is doing because of all the preparation that's been done up until now. So it's all good stuff.
Oh, and I love that. I love that sexy little doctor outfit you got behind you. You got to show that off real quick. Look at the Soul Sage doctor outfit. What? I sense a new photo shoot upon us.
You do. It's coming.
I can't wait.
Now that I got my coat.
I love it. I love it. And I like the teal underneath it too. The turquoise.
Listen, my dad put me this outfit. I said, Lord, you want some trouble, don't you?
Yeah, you know he does. Well, you guys have been doing all you did. Look
at I saw you. She wear the outfit. She worked hard. And
I saw you for the first time at the party. You came to Sophie's party on Friday and was like, well, I'm still on, so give me 5 more minutes. And was just, I was like, oh my gosh, where did you go? What happened? You look fantastic. And I can't believe that was fast.
21 days. Listen, we about to start a whole course because it was the meal plan. So I always take all the work because I get results. So that's why I share information. Not because I'm just throwing out plan. I'm saying I ain't telling nobody how to make $1 million because I haven't made it yet. That will be the next class. But I can tell you everything that I did, which I stand up in. So I stand up and I lost over 25 pounds on a 21-day thing. I can stand up in what I did to get the results that I have. And so that's all that I speak on. My knowing, right? I'm the knower. I don't speak about what I think. I only speak about the things that I know.
I'm going to have to pick your brain here this weekend and find out some of those details because.
Thank you, Vivian.
Yes. Well, we have to catch these up here. Vivian says, "Get till it hurts," and I know I'm one of those people. I really do, but it never hurts. It never hurts me to give. Honestly, it's hurt me to receive in the past because of pride and things like that. But I've always been a joyful giver. To a fault, I think maybe.
Fault, right?
Literally, take take everything. Take my underwear. It's fine. You know, you can have the shirt off my back and my underwear. I'd just be wandering around naked, and it could be raining and snowing. I'd be like, but somebody's warm, you know. Oh, Beverly says, this is what I said last night. I said, salary is the drug. Wait, all right. Salary is the drug that you get to force you to forget about your dream. And there's direct deposit of your salary is conscious excitement to poverty mindset change. Amen. Amen.
I mean, that's so true, because that's the bottom line. Every time you go to somebody else's job, you're saying that I am believing and I'm keeping your dream alive. But who keeps your dream alive? That's the big question. That's your job. I love that.
And Vivian says she's got your book and your t-shirt, and she says, I am not surprised at the demand for you, Mrs. Pauling. No one is. Anybody that knows her wouldn't be surprised.
That's so sweet. You just made my heart smile, Aunt Viv.
Well,
Aunt Viv.
You guys remember, this is the last. Next Friday, we are doing the grand prize April giveaway for.
And don't forget, Melissa, that I have offered my 1 hour valued at $297. Yep.
You're gonna be next month.
A 1 hour.
I got paired up.
Talk, and you'll be able to tell them why I am the greatest.
And it'll go with your website launch. I'm gonna have you next month, and I'm gonna either put you with Andrea or my cousin Andrea or William Brown and make it's going to be a self love pack, like a soul thing, a soul package, an awareness, a self-awareness.
Yeah. Self-awareness packages.
I wanted to say self-help, but I'm like, that's so broad, you know? And it also has like its own little undertone to it. It's going to be self-awareness, inner prizes next week. So we've got yoga, we've got journals, we've got soul coaching, we've got tarot cards, we've got affirmation cards, we've got all kinds of wonderful things coming up for May. But this month, next Friday, it's the Love in a Box from Miss Benita Ledette. That's got the tea, the jewelry, the mugs, all that good stuff. And I'll let you guys know, if you're even catching this replay, you don't have to be here live. If you donate any amounts to the link that's in the comments or on the screen below, this is for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Every donation goes to help fight blood cancer through drugs and treatments, and also helps the families that are struggling with bills and whatnot. So today, if you donate any single amount that you want, all you have to do is pop donated in the comments, and whatever order that you guys come in, I will reach out to you and you get your pick. We've got this amazing love bling. This is a beautiful necklace. We've got a nice heavy sterling silver heart love charm bracelet.
So cute.
We've got the Prayers for Boss Babes book. It's a collaboration, and Benita Ledette's in there as well. And we've got Living My Blessed Life with Cerebral Palsy by Miss Brittany Thomas, and the Lessons and Legacies 3-piece bracelet sets, also made by Brittany Thomas. So you guys, it's a lot of prizes that get auctioned off, or they just get given away to you. Donate anything, say I donated. I don't care if it's $1, $5, $1 million, whatever.
With all them gifts, you look like you need to be pulling out 4 names.
That's right. And then you go in, you donate, you go into the bucket for next Friday. And your name stays in there for May, June, and July. You stay in till you win. Or until July, you know.
Go until July, right?
You win something every time. Every donation gets a prize. So,
and then remember, if you want to help and you want to donate something, please message Melissa so you can donate. Then you can put your product in there. You can impress upon that on somebody else, and then you could be a part of the giving. So maybe, like we say, it's not always financial. It's what are you good at? Maybe you got other stuff that you can offer in exchange of value. It doesn't always have to be monetary, because money is just the exchange of borrowed time. So whatever it takes you time to do that you would like to offer, that is just as valuable if you put money in somebody's hand. So always remember that your value is the price you put on the time you spent. So that could be anything. That's valuable.
Yes,
So
I would love that. I've had, like I said, Benita has donated, Precious has donated, William Brown, Brittany Thomas, Andrea Rose. They have all donated products and services to these raffles and giveaways already. So if you donate a product or service, your name goes in.
Your name could go in there. Come on now.
I know your name. Yeah, I should put you in there because you're going to be in there for. Yeah, you're going to give for your. Yeah, I'll put you in today.
Oh, me? Oh, no, look, I don't have to go in. I think I have everything. You give it away.
Yeah, I know. That's right. We usually just
go in there.
Yeah, like, but we collaborate. We do that.
We already support. We don't get a second one. I mean, listen, I'm just want to be a part of all the abundance so that when I'm blessed, I know why. Because I can count up all the times I gave without receiving, because that's what God asked of me, and he always gives me a better return than anybody. So I leave it up to him. If you fall short, he got me every time. It's called favor.
Well, and listen, if anybody out there watching, if you guys want to get in touch with me for any reason at all, if you're interested in being on my show during the week, you are more than welcome. I'm always welcoming any guests. My email is lessonsandlegacies@gmail.com. It's scrolling on the screen below. And then if you want to check out my little e-commerce store, it's lessonsandlegacies.company.site. And you can find my books, Precious's books, my book, Precious's books. And we've got essential oils, natural homemade candles, kits.
Yes. I love the candles. Look, I was just looking for my candle. I think this is the last one I got left.
I've got one here too.
I'm saving it. Look. And it's the love. It's the love for me.
I think I've got the.
Oh, this one smells so good.
Mine's the cinnamon one.
It smells like
love.
Is this a eucalyptus? You got eucalyptus in one of these?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, eucalyptus.
That one.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyways, you'll get either one of our stores. It's amazing, wonderful, inspirational, well worthwhile shopping experience, even if you just want to look around. So take a look and see. And I think that's pretty much what we got for you guys today. Oh, you know what? Oh, hey, Benita. She just
Queen.
We were just going over the love box and all the goodies and all the swag. So, yes, next Friday, we're raffling off Love in a Box. That's right. So, do you want to wrap up? Any final words as we head on out?
Something nice and simple. Have yourself a fab weekend.
That's
now
right.
that we've enjoyed this Fab Friday, so we set the presidents of the rest of your weekend. So, like I said, the presidents, okay? Anyway, at the end of the day, I want you to understand that it is a relay race, and somebody is always relying on you, not to compete, but to complete. And while those words look so much similar, the one thing that changes them is the L, and the L stands for love. And so remember, love grows everything. And so it's your responsibility to turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order for you to leave your soul print. Because the fingerprint tells us what you got wrong in this world, but the soul print, it tells us what you got right. And what God got right is you. So remember, you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is your responsibility. So choose each and every abracadabra moment that comes in order for you to become your own magic. You've been listening to the Soul Sage Doctor, and it has been my pleasure to pour into you as God so freely pours into me. Love you, and we can't wait until next week. Take it away, Queen.
I'm not as eloquent as that, but it's a wonderful Friday, you guys. Friday is always my favorite day of the week. For a lot of people, it's the day that they get to kind of breathe. I do get to breathe because I don't have to homeschool my kids through the weekend. So there's a breath there. But that's usually when I start grinding on my stuff, like the school. Now I don't have the school, so I start pouring into me. And sometimes my weekend can get a little hairy, but you know what? I always take time to find the blessing. I always have a back porch I can go walk out onto and sit and breathe for 5 minutes. I always have a phone
What a back porch
that I can pick up and call my homegirl Precious or my homie William Brown or Vivian Reed or Dr. Deb or anybody and say, hey, I need to pick me up. You guys, you have people and places and things and the weather, the sunshine, the rain, the wind, all these things placed around you are blessings to us at one time or another, whether it's been one to you yet or not. But there is a blessing always. All we have to do is look for it. Choose to focus on the positive, not the negative, and realize that the universe is working for your good. And thank you guys again for another Fab Friday. Thank you, Precious. I love you so much. And we'll see you guys next Friday, April 30th, for the grand prize April giveaway. Woo! And I will catch you. Oh, and we'll see you actually before that. We'll see you Sunday on Our View. Disconnect to Connect, One Word Conversations with William Brown, Precious
at 11 a.m.
Price, 11 a.m. You can check any of our pages. We always have the posts and the reminders up there. Click the reminder and it'll automatically notify you when we're going live. So we can see you then. I'll see you for a Lessons and Legacies sometime before Friday. And then Precious and I will be back with you on Friday for the big giveaway. So
Fab Friday friends.
That's right. Fab Friday friends. Hey, should we sing? Should we sing on the outro? You got it, guys. You got it. You got it, guys. You got it.
Guys, you got it. Oh, I like the guys, right? The girl and the boy. You got it, guys. You got it. Look. You looking like you got more rhythm than me right now. Hey!
You got it, boy. You got it.
I love you.
Hit this Friday hard, you guys. Be a blessing. Find your blessings. Life is full of them, and life is too short not to find them. So be blessed, and we'll see you guys next time.